This is Bishop Dr. Truman Burst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Okay, good. Well, shalom, everyone. It's glad to be here. It's been a hectic week this week, and we're expecting some real serious weather here in the Texas area. So I hope everyone is dry and safe. A lot of hail and, cars and homes and deaths and just a lot of things going on in these last days. So it's truly a blessing to still be living, to be here again for another episode of The Natural Remedy. So just want to say shalom. My name is Sister Kashakia. I am from Dallas, Texas, and I am a part of the GOCC Gathering of Christ Church. And I usually come on every week talking about, as Dr. Truman said earlier, a product called Tahitian noni juice that a lot of people maybe are familiar with, or maybe they've heard of it. And usually they tell me, Kashakia, I've never heard anyone break this information down like you break down. Someone just sold me a bottle of that juice. I heard it was good for you, but didn't really know all of this other stuff. And it's only by the power and his Holy Spirit, the Most High, after I had my own experience with cancer, like Dr. Truman said earlier. I'm a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with cancer in 2011. I was 38 years old at the time, so very, very young, but cancer was running like wildfire on my father's side. So like the scriptures say, the curses truly do go to the third and fourth generation. So after having my own experience with anal cancer, specifically is what I was diagnosed with, which is a part of the colon, I was misdiagnosed with internal hemorrhoids because I had serious abdomen problems and a lot of other things going on down in the cervix, pelvic, wound, uterus, all that kind of stuff, along with the anal area. So it just was not a good year for me that year. A lot of stuff was going crazy. I didn't understand what any of it meant. They told me that I needed to have my hemorrhoids removed and that would get rid of everything. Well, fast forward, that was a lie, because when I went to have that done, I woke up with the doctor standing there telling me I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is you still have your hemorrhoids, and I'm thinking that is not good. That's what I was put to sleep for, so why are they still here? The bad news was because I had a very aggressive tumor that they had to almost fight with just to get a little chip of it pulled off to put it under the microscope to really diagnose it as cancer. And so sure enough, it was stage 3, closer to stage 4. So if you know anything about cancer or ever had a friend or a loved one that has it, that's not a stage that's nearly near death. So I had to undergo a lot of treatment. I had to find out exactly where all it had spread it to, just all of the stuff that comes with that. And that led me to ending up taking a little bit of radiation, a little bit of chemotherapy. I heard Dr. Truman talking to someone a while ago about radiation and chemotherapy. I have had firsthand the experience of that, which is an awful, terrible experience. And what they're not telling us is that food can play a serious part in reversing a lot of these health issues that we have going on, all the way from cancer, diabetes, heart disease, glaucoma, fibromyalgia, all the way to HIV/AIDS. And so this is how I came into the understanding after I decided to come off of all of my medication. This was my faith that I placed in the Most High higher, and I decided to stand firm and go against everything that the doctor had told me and stand out on faith and believe the Most High and his word and put the herb with the word, and that's exactly what I did. And so when I went to have my biopsy done 2 months later, from them telling me I need a hysterectomy, you need a colonoscopy, you need all kind of stuff that they were just throwing out there, playing Russian roulette with my body parts. And I decided that I don't need anything but to listen to the word of the Most High and to saturate my body with all of the nutrients that I need to build up my T cell counts, white blood counts, red blood counts, all that kind of stuff, repair any damaged tissue. And I understood that this product called Noni could help me do that. And so I decided to take chances with that. And sure enough, I'm able to stand here today and every week with you guys because of my healing that came forth from the word first and foremost and using natural remedies. And so that is my testimony and my story. So having a topic about endometrius, like I said, because my cancer was in the anal, I had a lot of these personal experiences that I'm talking to you guys this week, last week, and some of the previous weeks. So we've been going into talking about this. I also was burned from the radiation very, very horribly on the front vaginal area, and I had lymph nodes the size of a walnut because my body was trying to fight off the invading thing called cancer that had came in, but it had just gotten to a point where it didn't have the nutrients that it needed, so it just began to kind of surrender, and everything just began to flood in and house arrest it. So in order to do that, like I said, I had to saturate my body with nutrients and understand that the body works on a cellular level. So getting into today's topic, that's my story. I always like to use a scripture, and I'm just going to use the same one that I used from last week, which is from Luke chapter 23, verse 29, talking about the womb. And it says, "For behold, the days are coming in the which they shall say, blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never gave suck." And so I kind of finished up the series on paps. There's still a whole lot that I didn't get into, so if someone's needing further information, they can call me. But I covered a lot of basic stuff just dealing with the breast because there is so much going on with the breast. Originally, this started from a series on how women was made from Adam's rib, and so there's a lot going on with women that sometimes we don't feel comfortable sharing this information with a man, and vice versa. There are men that have different problems, and they don't feel comfortable talking to a woman about these problems. So specifically, this is a health segment for women that I've been covering on, talking about the womb. And so that's the scripture I always like to start out with, and then I like to give the definition of food. What is food according to the Bible dictionary, the Most High? And it says food. Anyone can look this up in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It says food is a nutritive material taken into a living organism to sustain life, to promote growth and the repair of the tissues, and to give energy for the vital process. So your food is supposed to be doing a whole lot of things. And even when it comes to the womb, there is a lot going on that we should be getting from the womb, because like I said, the womb has cells, it has tissues, it has muscles, it has, a lot of different things going on with it. So talking about endometrius, which is a Rhena's disease in which the cells of the uterine lining or the endometrium, they grow in some of the other part of the pelvic area, such as the ovaries or the cervix or the bowel or the bladder. And these runaway cells, they group themselves in tiny dots or layers or cysts, and they continue to respond to hormones. So they bleed during every period, inflaming, scaring, and even destroying nearby tissue. They can form kind of a glue or adhesive that binds the organs together, creating chronic pelvic pain and severe menstrual cramps. And so any women on this line, I know they are, we've all had those severe menstrual cramps. And I had really severe menstrual cramps right before I was diagnosed with the cancer, which I'm believing it just never got dosed, but I believe I was somewhere in the stages of this endometrius, which is why I was always hurting down there so much as usual. They can also result in infertility. Conventional doctors, they often dismiss the severe menstrual cramps as normal or prescribe powerful menstruation-stopping drugs that also shrink your breast, and they lower your voice. They dry the vaginal area. It turns your emotions into a yo-yo because, again, we're dealing with hormones as well, and we've been covering that over the past weeks, talking about estrogen and progesterone hormones and the roles that they play, even dealing with endometrius. So some women endure several surgeries only to find out that the pain is still there. I deal with many women. They've had all different type of things all the way down to hysterectomy, and they are still experiencing something that the doctor told them that they would not be experiencing anymore. I don't know why these doctors tell these people that they're not going to have these problems anymore after the surgery, and they end up having even more problems after the surgery. So I don't know why they are giving these people false hope. And so this is why we have calls like this to bring out the information so you can be further educated to understand what's going on with your body parts and how you can use natural remedies, natural food, and natural herbs to reverse a lot of these symptoms that you're having. But it takes a little bit longer than these conventional drugs, which is really witchcraft or sorcery. The Greek word for pharmakia, it's witchcraft. And so I talk to people a lot about witchcraft because it talks about it in Galatians, and witchcraft will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. And so we've really got to educate our people on what's going on with this stuff they're calling medication, and get back on track with eating God's design of healthy fruits and vegetables and herbs and plants and things of that nature, and water, the things that are the chief thing for sustaining life. Endometriosis is also caused by an allergy to your own hormones. So moreover, the allergy stressed immune system. It often permits an internal overgrowth of the common fungus called Candida, or known as a yeast infection. And most of us women, we've had one or two of them in our lifetime, trying to really figure out what is going on that we're itching down there. I'm not saying that to be funny. This is something that a lot of our young children and teenagers, as well as middle-aged and even older people, are dealing with. With treatment for the allergy and the fungus, I tell a lot of the people that I see, you can really, with the endometriosis, become like a new person. So to help kind of get rid of some of the chronic symptoms like fatigue and depression, and also kind of give them new energy and a new zest for life. So there are many things that a woman can do on her own to strengthen her immune system, thereby reducing the symptoms and speeding the healing of the endometriosis. Food, for example, I just kind of went over what the definition of food is. I kind of say take out the garbage, because we have a lot of garbage in our systems, and we need to hit the dispose all button and dispose of a lot of the things that we've taken into us. So I tell a lot of the people that come to me for natural remedies using the noni, if we can kind of get rid of some of the processed foods that are loaded with the unnatural additives and the preservatives that basically poison the body and worsen the symptoms of the endometriosis. So a lot of times things are beginning to get worse down there in the womb area because of the foods and beverages that we're taking in. I'm going to kind of tie that in here in a little bit to the AGEs. And so, again, I usually like to kind of start there if I'm dealing with a woman that has that issue going on, getting away from the garbage that can, really make a big difference in reducing the severity of the disease, as well as helping the symptoms not to be as worse, or it can be alleviated altogether for the endometriosis. Everyone's body is different. The garbage, I call it again, also includes a high-stress food, so anything that we can get off is dealing with that. Things like ketchup, salad dressing, soft drinks, coffee, alcohol, as well as red meat and dairy products, so we can minimize the intake of commercial things like that and find more natural remedy type of things to supplement that in. Then that will begin to also put the hormones back intact, balance out the hormones, and reduce, if not alleviate, a lot of the symptoms of women dealing with endometriosis. Refined carbohydrates, which again ties to the AGEs. You're talking about sugar. So I put a lot of emphasis on eliminating the refined carbohydrates such as sugar and white flour. Sugar and white flour, they weaken the immune system and rob the body of the energy. With the summertime coming up, I don't think any of us need any of our energy zapped dealing with this hot heat that's on this earth that we have to deal with, not alone just dealing with the busy households, jobs, and just everything that a woman's body is going through physically and emotionally. We need all of our energy just to make it from day to day. And so if we are on any of these refined carbohydrates, it is affecting the endometriosis as well as zapping our energy levels, and it is weakening our immune system. So sugar and white flour, again, they do weaken the immune system and rob the body of energy. So I believe by cutting a lot of these foods back or out of our diets, a woman with endometriosis, she'll function much better. And I've personally seen this, using the Tahitian noni juice. And there's many different ways. There's a book you can get called 101 Ways on how to use Tahitian noni juice. Dr. Truman, I know when he came from out of London, he took that book over there, and it's just amazing all of the things. I told people I don't know one plant or fruit on this earth that you can use it 101 ways. A doctor, she wrote it out of her personal experience. So if anyone's wanting a copy of that, they can probably go to Amazon.com and find out all of the different ways that you can use this one food plant that I'm talking about. And again, that's called 101, like the Dalmatians, the cartoon 101. It is 101 numerical, the 101 ways to use noni fruit juice. So, again, vitamins and minerals to strengthen the immunity back up. A woman with endometriosis has higher requirements for certain vitamins because she needs to repair and strengthen the immune system back up to help fight the disease. Usually, if I have people come to me, even if they don't have endometriosis, whatever they're dealing with, that is the first thing that I just automatically know that needs to be dealt with, the immune system, because of the environmental toxins and plus the bad foods that we're eating and, you know, stress levels, hormone imbalance. I mean, the immune system is just really not where it needs to be able to fight off whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it's endometriosis or, you know, any other disease or sicknesses. And so getting that back up to speed really helps to begin to turn things around and kind of put the body in the direction that it should go. So, again, a woman with the endometriosis, they do have a higher requirement for certain vitamins because she needs to repair and strengthen her immune system and to help fight the disease. So when you take the right nutrients at the right doses, the white blood cells and other components of the immune system are kind of revved up and getting back on the right track. And so, again, with my own story with cancer, this is why I saturated my body with a lot of the Tahitian noni juice. I mean, I wasn't drinking 1 or 2 ounces. I was drinking almost a bottle a day for so many days in the front beginning because I had to really saturate all of my cells because the radiation, it kills off the bad cells as well as your good cells, and then the chemo is turning around doing the same thing. So how do they ever expect someone to fully recover from cancer if the cells in your body are not active, you know? So again, everything goes back to food, and it's just amazing the money that is being made in these industries with people that have cancer. I mean, it's a booming business, and as well as death. Death is a business, and I told people, don't forget that. A lot of people don't look at death as a business, but it's a business. I mean, funeral homes to insurance companies to all kind of people are collecting money on you dead. So it doesn't stop once you're in the grave. They're still raking up on you, and that's just a terrible shame. But praise the Most High that if these people don't repent and get on the right track, and many doctors are starting to look into food remedies because there are some good doctors out there. They truly got into their field thinking they could help a lot of people. You know, a person only knows what they know, but there are still a lot of crooks out there that's raking the books with giving people bad information, knowing that there are natural remedies and other alternatives, but instead they are in conjunction, you know, with the devil to take a lot of these people's body parts, and then when they cut them out of you, they're selling them. I mean, it's just some evil, sick stuff that's going on the market beyond our comprehension or understanding. So I'm so thankful for, again, this show to be able to expose a lot of this stuff. So, again, when you take the right nutrients at the right doses, the white blood cells and other components of the immune system, they're revved up. And so taking a daily multivitamin or a mineral supplement along with the following additional nutrients every day, such as your vitamin C, anywhere from about 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams daily in 3 doses. Vitamin E from 400 to 800 IU, which is your international units daily. Your B complex vitamins, your A supplement that supplies at least about 50 milligrams a day of the major B vitamins, such as thiamine and niacin. I drink a product called Hero, which is for people that love to drink energy drinks, but not drinks like Red Bull, Monster, all that type of stuff that's fluttering your heart and, you know, putting poison in your body again. But Hero is empowered with Tahitian noni, and it's loaded with all of your B complex vitamins and 10 calories a can and 1 gram of sugar, which is a sugar called guarana, which is from Brazil. So it's not just any kind of a sugar. So for people that are interested, they can also get that from the Natural Remedies from Dr. Truman. They do come in 24 packs, and they are loaded with all of your B vitamins that you need, and to be able to get natural energy without caffeine and sugar and all of this other stuff that we think we have to get caffeine. The omega-3 and the omega-6 fatty acids found primarily in like raw nuts or seeds, oils, and fatty fish. They help create hormone-like chemicals in the body, which relax muscles and blood vessels, thus kind of reducing the menstrual cramps. So sometimes I have to add a fatty acid that we also have. We have it from flaxseed oil and high-quality fish oil, which is found in our product called omega-369. So we have that as well. They may also reduce the inflammation of the endometrius. A lot of people I deal with, sometimes they are inflated really, really, really bad. And so a lot of the nutrients in the noni help to deal with the inflammation that a person is having. And not just for endometrius, but for many different things that inflammation comes from. And a lot of the phytonutrients in the noni, they may help to generate positive health benefits, such with like allergies or autoimmune or antibacterial. It is superior in antioxidants, blood pressure, again, candida, dealing with the endometrius, cholesterol, diabetes, inflammation, multiple sclerosis. I mean, the list is numerous. Prostate conditions, varicose veins, people that have sleep problems, diabetics. I mean, there's just some right there just to name a few, but there's truly so many other health benefits that come with putting the right nutrients, and not only just any nutrients. These nutrients are living, they are alive, and that's very important to understand, because when you go back to food again, as I gave the definition earlier, it is to sustain life and for the promotion of growth, of repair of the tissues. And so the endometrius, the wound, the pelvic, it has tissues, it has muscles, it has arteries. There's a lot of things going on down there in that wound that's making it all come together, not including when a woman is at the time of ready to birth a child, how large the skin can actually stretch to bring a 9, 10, 12-pound baby. I mean, I've seen some pretty big babies come out through a woman's womb naturally. I mean, you got to know that there's a God on the throne to had created something like that for a woman to push a child out like that. I've never seen a man give birth to a child. So there's definitely something very unique about, not to take away, because our men are our kings and our priests, but there's just something special about that woman that was made from the Most High to go through all of these things. That's why Eve, she is called the mother of all living, and that indeed she is. I like to recommend the fresh flaxseed oil as the best source of omega-3s and omega-6s. So again, I always suggest the omega-369 because it does have the high-quality fish oil and the flaxseed oil that is combined with, along with other health benefits, and it also giving you some of the omega-9. So you're getting your 3s, your 6, and your 9s to help if you're having endometrius problems. I suggest taking about, if you're taking a different way, you can take about 3 to 4 tablespoons a day if you're using it through like an oil. Or you can kind of substitute it as a butter, so you can add it to a food as a butter substitute. But heating it destroys the fatty acids. And another good source of your omega-3s and your omega-6 is pumpkin seed oil. It's best to use fresh oil since the omegas have a tendency to break down after a period of time. And also they can be difficult to find. So you might need to go to a health food store called Dr. Truman, or you can even get the products that I'm talking about as well from his site, or I have a website you can give out. So, I mean, these products, they are available in natural remedy forms. And so you really want to make sure you're getting very high quality products like what Dr. Truman is talking about here that he has at his manufacturing that he's been doing. Defeating the candida. The vast majority of conventional doctors, they do not believe in the possibility of a systematic overgrowth of the common fungus called candida. Why that is, I don't know, let alone anything about self-care treatments for the problems. They're always going to tell you need to get some kind of cream, you need to put something off in you, and our wounds were really not created to start sticking things up in us. That's another show I'm not going to get real graphic in, but that's just not what we were designed, and it's causing a lot of problems, again, inside of a woman's womb. And because this is all we have known since we've been here in the Western world, this is what we've been taught, to have pap smears, all of these instruments that they claim they're sterilizing, sticking these things up inside of us. I mean, it's just a horror story what's going on out here in the place called Earth to deal with women's issues, when all you have to do is talk to these women about changing their diet, building up their immune system, find out if they are deficient on any of the minerals and vitamins that they need, and you will be amazed how within about 3 or 4 months the results and benefits that you will see using natural remedies without having to have surgeries and all these different things that they're telling us that we need to have. Because like I said, I'm going to be going into hysterectomy probably within a week or two. I'm going to still talk about taking my time on the wound, because the wound is something very sensitive. And so there's a lot going on around the wound area. And so, again, talking about endometrius, candida a lot of times is found commonly in women dealing with endometrius, you know. So foods, again, yes, foods, as I said earlier, that is one of the benefits drinking the Tahitian noni juice. I've had many women that had yeast infection and it cleared right up just simply drinking the Tahitian noni juice. I didn't know if I needed to add another supplement or something into it because, like I said, everyone's body is different. Some people have already had hysterectomy. Some of them have had their ovaries taken out. So everybody's body is different. But the thing about Tahitian noni is that once those nutrients get inside the bloodstream, they know exactly what your body needs. And so they begin to go in and give your body exactly what it needs. Your body, no more, no less. It's not going to take anything away that it doesn't need. It kind of is like a smartphone. It just literally goes in and it goes exactly to where it needs to go. The cells, they begin to start communicating because noni does have the potential to regenerate new cells, and that's very, very powerful. Everything today is about stem cell research and all this stuff, cells. And it was just a light bulb that went off when the Most High woke me up and gave me this ministry to go out here and start bringing this information out in such a way that his people can understand why in this last day that this tree is out here and how it's tied into these AGEs, and what a blessing it is to be able to access it at this day and time, because truly there is amazing health benefits from drinking this product. It does have over 150 different living nutrients. There has been human clinical research studies that have been published, so you are welcome to go online and pull these up and look at them. We don't test on roaches and horses and dogs because this product is something that we use on humans, but we do have veterinarians that I deal with along with animal lovers, and that's the beautiful thing about noni. It can even be given to an animal. Our animals suffer from a lot of the health problems that we're dealing with. Pregnant women, it's not too many things that you can give a pregnant mother, but Tahitian noni is very safe and effective for pregnant mothers because it gets the nutrients, again, to the mother, to the child, because the child relies on what the mother is eating. So if you're eating junk, this is what you're feeding your child. And so the child, 9 times out of 10, is going to come out with some type of deformities, deficiencies, all different type of things, instead of being this vibrant, healthy baby that you can be able to take home. These babies are being born blind and things like that. And there's maybe another topic I'll go into on birth defects. Why is this going on? And it plays a major role in sugar. So again, going back to these AGEs that I talk about every week, the amino acid, they trying to think of what I like to the carnitine. I'm saying carnitine. For those of you know I talk, I'm trying to slow it down and not go as fast, but it's a amino acid that transport nutritional fuel into the mitochondria, the energy factor in every cell. Again, going back to cells. Grapeseed extract. It helps to also fight the fungus, candida. This is very a potent antifungal that can help kill candida. Garlic is a candida killer. So taking capsules of garlic, or just rather you eat the garlic raw, which I always recommend raw. The more raw your food is, the more nutrients that you're actually getting. And because noni, again, is a raw food, so it's in its content and it's giving the nutrients out to the body that the way it needs to come in. So it is liquidized in liquid form in Tahiti, which is where this plant comes from. They just typically get it off the tree. You have to be certified in order to pull it off the tree. You can't just go out and run the field. It grows in the wild over there, and because of the volcanic eruption, the soil is very high in nutrition. So if the soil is getting the nutrients it needs, the plant is getting the nutrition it needs. This is not a seasonal tree. This plant and tree grows all year round. It grows in abundance. It's just full of it all over the place around the Bora Bora, the Marquesas, and all the beautiful islands over there in the area of Tahiti called the South Pacific. And so when they eat it, they just run out, climb up one of the tall trees, get it off of the tree, and they put it in a little avocado bowl and kind of, squirts it up, and they just simply eat it. It's very, very bitter. So it's not a sweet tasting fruit, but because of the patent and the blueberries and some other berries that have been added into it, it is now tolerable to be able to drink instead of having it in the raw form. So those are also some other benefits. Probiotics, probiotic supplement, that's very important with dealing with candida and also endometrium. So I would advise people, we do have a probiotic system. It's a 30-day supply, so you can also go to the website and look at more information about that. All of these products I'm speaking about, I use all of them every day myself, and so when people see me, they can't believe that I tell them I have grandchildren and, how old I am, and my hair is healthy, my skin is healthy. They just don't believe that I ever had cancer. I don't look anything like I've ever had cancer. Dr. Truman is looking good, so there's other people on the earth out here looking good. So eating healthy, it does pay off. Eating the right fruits and vegetables, staying away from refined carbohydrates, and basically understanding your own body, knowing what's going in and what's coming out. So kind of going into the AGEs, which is an acronym that stands for Advanced Glycation End Products. And these are harmful compounds that enter into the body from the foods and the beverages that we are eating and drinking every day. So whatever we're eating and drinking, we are causing these harmful compounds to enter into the body, which have to do with premature aging. And so none of us want to be aging faster than what we really are. And so we started an industry called the True Age industry, as well as we patented a machine that's called the True Age Scanner. You can do a urination analysis, or you can have your blood extracted out and do lab work to also have your AGEs tested. But there's a more friendly, convenient way to have it done where you can get your results within 20 seconds to know what is your true age, to kind of know what is the age of your internal organs, because these AGEs, they latch on to all of the internal organs in sight, and they pretty much, like I said, cause them to premature on the inside. So you can be older on the inside than you are on the outside. So usually we scan people to find out what are your AGEs so you can know your numbers. And then we have a product that is clinically proven to reduce your AGEs within 24% in as little as 4 weeks. And so this product, again, I'm talking about is called the True Age Max, which is our sister product to the Noni. And so Noni, again, the unique thing about it is that it's a medicinal plant. It's not like a banana or an orange or an apple, regular food plants. It is a food plant that operates as a medicinal plant. And so it has numerous compounds that have been proven to have numerous health benefits. And one of the most notable of the compounds, that's a imponent bioactive compound called iridoids. And iridoids is spelled IRIDOIDS. And iridoids, they possess a wide range of therapeutic activity, including cardiovascular, hypoglycemic, pain relief, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, antiviral, and immune-modifying properties. So this is scientifically validated in a medical PDR, which we're under the nutraceutical. You have a pharmaceutical and you have a nutraceutical. We are documented in the nutraceutical medical PDR, and it has all of the ingredients, and we are the only one in that book that is listed as having 0 side effects. So there's absolutely no side effects to this food plant and drinking this juice. So it can only help you and not hurt you. And Again, we have 14 human clinical studies, and so you can go online and pull and verify these studies and find out what were the outcomes. It's very expensive to do human clinical studies, anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million to publish these findings, whether they are good or whether they are bad, which is why a lot of companies do not like to do human clinical studies, because if anything comes out bad, they don't want the citizens and the people to know that. And so we want people to know exactly what's going on with this food plant that the Most High put here. That is definitely just a very rare and unique food plant. Plants they manufacture iridoids mainly as a defense against the infection by the pathogens. As they, like I said, they're real bitter. So if you know anything about bitter herbs and bitter fruits, it can be for your own good. And a lot of people don't like things that are bitter, but it helps to wean off pesticides, parasites, things like that. So they have a tendency to back up and swarm back when they see things that are sour coming through the digestive system and into, the bloodstream. So the bitter, the better, I tell people. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's absolutely true, as far as fighting for your health. Iridoids, they're not common in fruits. In fact, the noni fruit is one of the few fruits in which the iridoids are known to exist. Iridoids are not flavonoids, or they're not carotenoids, even though flavonoids and carotenoids, they have nutrients in them as well. An iridoid is a whole separate compound, and they are extremely heat and time stable. Noni's iridoid content has been shown to retain its potency and bioactivity after processing and the pasteurization and the storage. And so it does have a shelf life of 2 years. An unopened bottle has a shelf life of 2 years. So you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck, because I don't know a food on the planet that you can buy it and it's still good 2 years later. So that is definitely a benefit from the Most High. So True Age Max, when they broke into understanding that it has iridoids, they set them off in different milligrams, just like conventional medication comes in milligrams. So these iridoids start in 30 milligrams. They go up to 120 milligrams in the True Age Max, all the way up to 360 pure concentrate noni iridoids, which is in the True Age Max concentrate. And so depending on the milligrams, what they're dealing with is what I highly recommend to people based on what their problems are. And so the noni has a combination of the noni and the blueberry and the grape juice, which is found in our original product that most people know us by, called the original Tahitian noni. The True Age Max has different berries added in with the noni. Noni does have the highest content rate of iridoids in all the plants in this product, which include the blueberry, the Pinolian cherry, the cranberry, and the olive. And all of these possess iridoid content in them, so blended together, it's called True Age Max, 120 milligrams per serving of iridoids going into your body. And so using this for the endometriosis as well as just to sustain your health. You don't have to be sick to use Tahitian noni juice. It can be used as a preventative. And so using it, again, for the endometriosis has helped many women have many different lesser symptoms, if not totally alleviated altogether. And so with that, I'm going to kind of stop there in case anyone has any other questions. My email that you can reach me is kshaw, S-H-A-W, 0026 @gmail.com. My phone number to reach me directly is 469-443-2124. If you are interested in being scanned for your AGEs, I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so if you are out of state, we are operating in 80 countries, so I will have to get you to an event or within an area where they have an AGE scanner. So if you are interested again in getting your AGEs, you can contact me or email me, or if you're interested in any of the products that I've talked about, the Tahitian noni juice, the True Age Max, or the omega-369s, protein, sugar stop, all of these things are important for endometriosis. And we have very high quality protein that also has 4 different electrolytes in them as well. And sugar stop is designed to fight off sugar up to 40% and remove excessive sugar out of the body. So we all need to be trying to stop sugar from entering in and causing all of these harmful diseases. And so if you're interested in getting any of these products, Dr. Truman, if you will do us the privilege on giving us out the website. That's all I have for today. And so until next week, I will talk to everyone then. Shalom.